Hello everyone, today we will discuss about some important MCQs of branches of philosophy. So the question number 1, which branch of philosophy deals with the nature of reality, epistemology, ethics, metaphysics, logic? So the answer is metaphysics. Metaphysics explores fundamental questions about existence, reality and the nature of the universe, including concepts like being, time and space. Number 2, epistemology is the study of dash, morality and ethics, knowledge and belief, the structure of arguments, the nature of beauty. So the answer is knowledge and belief. Epistemology examines the nature, sources and limits of knowledge, addressing questions like what is knowledge and how do we know that what we know. Number 3, which branch of philosophy is concerned with moral principles, aesthetics, ethics, metaphysics, logic? So the answer is ethics. Ethics is concerned with moral principles. Ethics deals with moral values and principles, exploring what is right and wrong, just and unjust. It includes branches like deontology, utilitarianism and value ethics, virtue ethics. So the next question is number 4. Aesthetics is primarily concerned with the study of reasoning, the nature of knowledge, beauty, art and taste, the fundamental nature of existence. So the answer is beauty, art and taste. Aesthetics explores the nature of beauty, artistic expression and sensory appreciation, analyzing how we perceive and evaluate art and aesthetics experiences. Number 5. Which of the following best defines logic? The study of how we reason and structure arguments, the study of human behavior, the analysis of political power, the examination of a divine existence. So the answer is the study of how we reason and structure arguments. Logic focuses on principles of a valid reasoning and argumentation, distinguishing between sound and fallacious arguments. It includes formal logic, symbolic logic, and critical thinking. Number 6, political philosophy primarily explores the nature of art, the foundations of government and justice, the relationship between mind and body, the principles of scientific reasoning. So the answer is the foundation of government and justice. Political philosophy investigates questions about governance, justice, rights and the role of state, considering theories from thinkers like Plato, Aristotle, Hobbes. Next, number 7, which philosopher is most associated with metaphysics? Immanuel Kant, John Locke, Aristotle, Karl Marx. So the answer is Aristotle. Aristotle made significant contributions to metaphysics, particularly in his work Metaphysics, where he discussed substance, causality and being. Number 8, which branch of philosophy examines the relationship between mind and matter? Ethics, metaphysics, political philosophy, logic. So the answer is metaphysics. Metaphysics studies fundamental aspects of reality, including the relationship between mind and matter, free will and the nature of existence. Number 9, which philosophical branch deals with the study of reasoning and arguments? Aesthetics, logic, ethics, metaphysics. So the answer is logic. Logic examines the principles of valid reasoning and argumentation, ensuring that conclusions follow logically from premises. So next, number 10, who is considered the father of Western philosophy? Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Descartes. So the answer is Socrates. Socrates is known as the father of Western philosophy due to his method of questioning, Socratic method, and his influence on Plato and Aristotle. Number 11, which branch of philosophy is primarily concerned with questions about justice, rights and law? Epistemology, political philosophy, aesthetics, logic. So the answer is political philosophy. Political philosophy studies concepts such as justice, rights, laws, governance and the legitimacy of political authority. Number 12, what is beauty? Is a question primarily explored in which branch of philosophy? Ethics, aesthetics, epistemology, logic. So the answer is aesthetics. Explanation of this question: aesthetics investigates the nature of beauty, art and taste, analyzing how humans perceive and appreciate artistic and natural beauty. Number 13, which philosopher is closely associated with epistemology? Karl Marx, John Locke, Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean Paul. So the answer is John Locke. John Locke is a key figure in epistemology, particularly through his theory of empiricism, which argues that knowledge comes from sensory experience. Number 14, the philosophical study of moral duty and obligation falls under which category? Epistemology, ethics, aesthetics, metaphysics. So the answer is ethics. Ethics deals with moral principles including concepts like duty, responsibility and virtue, guiding human behavior and decision making. Which branch of philosophy investigates the origin, nature and limits of human knowledge? Metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, aesthetics. So the answer is epistemology. Epistemology is concerned with sources, nature and validity of knowledge, including how we acquire knowledge and what justifies belief. Number 16, the concept of social contract is mainly discussed in which branch of philosophy? Aesthetics, political philosophy, epistemology, logic, political philosophy. The answer is political philosophy. The social contract is the central idea in political philosophy, explored by thinkers like Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, explaining the legitimacy of the state authority. Number 17. What does existentialist philosophy primarily focus on? The structure of arguments, the nature of beauty, the meaning of human existence and individual freedom, the classification of knowledge. So the answer is the meaning of human existence and individual freedom. Existentialism, associated with philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Soren Kierkegaard, explores themes like human existence, free will and personal responsibility. Number 18. Who is known for his contributions to the study of logic? Immanuel Kant, Aristotle, John Stuart Mill, Friedrich. So the answer is Aristotle. Aristotle developed formal logic, particularly in his Organon, where he introduced syllogistic reasoning, a foundational concept in logical analysis. 19. The study of ethical theories like utilitarian and deontology falls under aesthetics, metaphysics, epistemology, ethics. So the answer is ethics. Ethics examines different moral frameworks such as utilitarianism and deontology, guiding human behavior. Number 20. Which philosophical branch is concerned with the fundamental nature of existence, including questions about free will, time and space? Metaphysics, ethics, aesthetics, epistemology, metaphysics. So the answer is metaphysics. Metaphysics studies the basic principles of reality, exploring concepts like existence, identity, causality, and the nature of the universe. Number 21. Which branch of philosophy studies the nature of reality and existence? Ethics, aesthetics, metaphysics, logic. So the answer is metaphysics. Metaphysics explores fundamental questions about existence, reality, space, time, and causality. It examines what is real and how things exist. Number 22. The study of knowledge, its nature, and how we acquire it falls under aesthetics, epistemology, political philosophy, ethics. So the answer is epistemology. Epistemology is the branch of philosophy that studies knowledge, belief, and justification, addressing questions like what is knowledge and how do we know something is true. Number 23. Which branch of philosophy is concerned with moral values and principles? Aesthetics, ethics, logic, epistemology. So the answer is ethics. Ethics deals with moral principles, exploring what is right and wrong, justice and moral responsibility in human actions. Number 24. Which philosophical branch studies reasoning and the structure of arguments? Metaphysics, epistemology, logic, political philosophy. So the answer is logic. Logic is the study of valid reasoning, argument structure and critical thinking. It helps differentiate between sound and fallacious arguments. Number 25. Aesthetics is mainly concerned with dash, the nature of beauty and art, the meaning of life, the role of government, the study of the universe. So the answer is the nature of beauty and art. Aesthetics studies the nature of beauty, artistic expression and taste, analyzing how humans perceive and appreciate art. Number 26. What is epistemology primarily concerned with? The study of existence, the nature and scope of knowledge, the principle of ethics, the appreciation of beauty. So the answer is the nature and scope of knowledge. Epistemology is the branch of philosophy that studies knowledge, its sources, limits and justification. 27. Which of the following is an example of epistemological question? What is the meaning of life? What makes an action morally right? How do we know what we claim to know? What is the best form of government? So the answer is, how do we know what we claim to know? Epistemology investigates how knowledge is acquired, justified and distinguished from mere belief. Number 28, the theory that all knowledge comes from sensory experience is called rationalism, empiricism, skepticism, idealism. So the answer is empiricism. Empiricism, supported by philosophers like John Locke and David Hume, argues that knowledge comes from experience rather than innate reasoning. Number 29. Which branch of metaphysics studies the nature of reality, existence, and being? Ontology, cosmology, epistemology, axiology. So the answer is ontology. Ontology is the study of being, existence, and the fundamental nature of reality, including questions about what entities exist and their properties. Number 30, cosmology as a type of metaphysics is primarily concerned with dash: the nature and origin of the universe, the justification of knowledge, the study of moral values, the relationship between mind and body. So the answer is the nature and origin of the universe. Cosmology explores the origin, structure, and nature of the universe, including questions about time, space, and causality. Number 31, eschatology is the study of dash: the origin of the universe, the end times and ultimate destiny of humanity, the ethical principles of society, the structure of language and meaning. So the answer is the end times and ultimate destiny of humanity. So the eschatology is a branch of theology and philosophy that explores concepts related to the afterlife, the end of the world, and ultimate human fate. Number 32, ontology is the branch of philosophy that studies knowledge and belief, the nature of existence and being, ethics and morality, the structure of knowledge. So the answer is the nature of existence and being. Ontology explores the fundamental nature of reality, including what exists and how entities related to one another. Number 33, which philosopher is considered is one of the earliest contributors to ontology? Immanuel Kant, Aristotle, John Locke, Karl Marx, Aristotle. Aristotle's work, particularly in metaphysics, laid the foundation for ontology by classifying different types of beings and their properties. Number 34, the ontological question, what kinds of things exist, is primarily concerned with metaphysics, epistemology, logic, ethics. So the answer is metaphysics. Ontology is a core part of metaphysics, focusing on the categorization and nature of existence. What is cosmogony? The study of stars and galaxies, the study of the origin of the universe, the study of the structure of matter, the study of a planetary motion. So the answer is the study of the origin of the universe. Cosmogony is a branch of philosophy and sciences that explores theories about the origin and development of the universe. Number 36, what is axiology? The study of existence and reality, the study of knowledge and belief, the study of values including ethics and aesthetics, the study of human behavior. So the answer is the study of values including ethics and aesthetics. Axiology is a branch of philosophy that examines values including moral and aesthetic values. Number 37, axiology is primarily concerned with which two major subfields? Metaphysics and epistemology, ethics and aesthetics, logic and rhetoric, psychology and sociology. So the answer is ethics and aesthetics. Axiology studies ethics, which deals with moral values, and aesthetics, which deals with beauty and artistic values. Number 38, ethics as a part of axiology is concerned with dash: the nature of knowledge, the principles of valid reasoning, the study of right and wrong behavior, the nature of physical reality. So the answer is the study of right and wrong behavior. Ethics examines moral principles, distinguishing between right and wrong actions in human conduct. Aesthetics as a part of axiology focuses on the rules of logical argumentation, the principle of governance, the nature of beauty and artistic expression, the origin of the universe. So the answer is the nature of beauty and artistic expression. Aesthetics explores what makes things beautiful, pleasing, or artistic, and examines the nature of art and taste.